We're looking at Maya 2020. We're working with Arnold shaders, and we've got the Arnold shaders applied to a barrel in the viewport. We have the Arnold render view on the bottom. There on the top, with the highlighter, is the render view. We can render tests and see the active Arnold shaders, in this case, an Arnold standard shader, and we want to get the bumps under control. So we can do render tests, but a lot of times we want to see them working for us through not the render view, the Arnold render view feature. So in order to get a better feedback, we want to work with the different elements for Arnold and how on the shelf you can work with the Arnold render view, and you have that active on the bottom right down there. And as we do those tests and so forth, I think they look better and actually give you more feedback than their old render view. For instance, a lot of the settings we have in the Arnold render view are a little more sophisticated. And as far as working with those, you can work with them directly off the shelf or go to the menus working across the way to Arnold, work with the Arnold render view to open it, and as you do, you'll see that maybe this can work better for getting a feel for Arnold shaders, in this case an Arnold standard shader. And you can even work rendering an area that has an IPR feature there in the far top right. And when you make changes and so forth in the scene, like with lighting, you'll see those updated in real time. Some computers can handle that, so you might want to have that stopped. And as we take a look here, it's just doing an update right now. The details and so forth at the bottom right will update for you, and you can see the elements visually will appear for you. And if you'd like to, save a snapshot. And then you compare renders as you do different renders. Testing, lighting, image placement, texture map, UVs, and so forth. So render view is actually a good way to go. But maybe you want to go a little further than just seeing the render view through a view, in this case a viewport. You might want to actually see the Arnold textures active in your viewport, in this case a perspective. Viewport settings renderer. Turn on Arnold. And working with this little small palette, you can activate the IPR and show the viewport textures directly as you're working. You can also render a portion of the viewport to update changes you've made with lighting, changes you might have made with image placement, texture maps, UV mapping. You'll notice that the render selection area there has handles, and that's what I'm pulling up here on the left side, pulling it over, and this is very handy. This can really work for different challenges with transparent, transmissive, and glow materials and things like that. Be patient. Your computer might go a little slow, but it is a very handy way to render a portion of the screen as you're working. Renderer, turn on Arnold in your viewport. Hopefully this will help you get a better feel for how to work with materials in Arnold and show them in your workspace in different ways.